Welcome to Fit Club Vegas, the ultimate fitness destination for visitors. Drop in for a day pass and experience our 10,000 square foot fitness playground. At Fit Club, you'll find state-of-the-art equipment and a sound system so good you'll pitch your headphones. Conveniently located 7 to 12 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip, Fit Club is a perfect spot for you to come get your pump while visiting Sin City. So come check us out at 4525 West Hacienda, Las Vegas, Nevada. Fit Club Vegas, more than a gym, it's a vibe.
We've started.
Okay, so little different format, guys. We are live from Fit Club. What location do we call this?
The OG.
Okay, the OG Fit Club. We are live here doing our first outside podcast because, of course, Fit Club's been a huge supporter. So these guys came about. They kind of revolutionized the Vegas gym scene back around, was 2020 or?
Yeah, I want to say like COVID, right? Okay. Like when in the middle of COVID.
So these guys have 2 locations, going on the third right now. We have Gavin, we have Kris, and we have Carb Cutie Ryan, who is kind of the hype man, as you can see.
Yeah.
And welcome to the show, guys. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Jay. This is like a dream come true right here.
Yeah, I told you were going to come on, man.
I was nervous because I feel inferior because you have all these good people on, and I feel like, who cares about me?
We talked,
but I'll take it. I appreciate the ego boost, Jay. This is going to serve me for at least a year.
Well, listen, we have Kris, obviously, who was your best friend coming up, and we're going to talk about that. And, of course, Gavin, who I feel like sleeps at Fit Club.
Yeah, he sleeps at Fit Club. Yeah, that's what
he's like the guy that runs the whole thing here. It seems like, Gavin, do you ever leave this place or what?
Yeah, usually like one night a week. One night a week, I usually get kicked out of my place, so I'll sleep here.
All right, so tell me a little bit about what's going on here, because this is kind of the go-to place in Vegas. I mean, I've been training here. We have a huge mural of me on the wall, which I'm truly honored, and I appreciate the respect on that. You know, that was a huge surprise for me, by the way.
Really?
You didn't tell me.
No.
I mean, I'm looking at The Rock here, and we see Mike Tyson, we see everybody, but what did this, how did this journey start? Tell me how.
Well, not to be on your nuts too hard, Jay, but I feel like when you come out in Vegas, like, it's like you should just pay respect. Like, you've been the king of this town for the longest time. I mean, Jay Cutler in Las Vegas is like, I mean, I feel like you helped put it to where it is today. I feel like you talk about it all the time, how Vegas has become like one of the fitness meccas of the world. And I mean, shit, I remember used to seeing you in Gold's Gym, and like when Jay was in the building, it was like everybody eyes were on you. It was like you were such a presence, and still to this day. So like anybody who doesn't, I'm surprised it wasn't done already, to be honest with you. The murals of you.
I mean, they started around the world,
Yeah.
But listen, it's a huge figure piece for your gym. But talk to me about Fit Club, the name, the concept, the collaboration between friends. I mean, I guess, it had to start somewhere.
Yeah, so I was training personal training around town, and me and Kris, I used to train Kris, and we used to, we were at Almaza for a while, and I felt like he told me, he was like, so many people in town, we should open up our own gym. So when COVID happened, we weren't doing stuff, my buddy was like, hey, man, you can get a great deal on a house right now. I was like, fuck a house, I want a gym. So he's like, go for it. So then I hit up Kris, and I was like, hey, man, I want to open up this gym. What do you think? And, I have really no business experience. I've had like maybe one little business, but nothing crazy. So, he believed in me. He was already really successful at the time. And then it kind of went from there. And then I've got Gavin involved a little bit later. It was funny because I gave Gavin equity without telling Kris. And I remember Kris called me. He was like, what the fuck, dude? You can't just give people equity in a fucking company, dude. What are you doing?
But did you know Gavin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I knew Gavin.
Yeah.
But we talked it out and everything worked out. And obviously, Gavin being a part of the team is amazing.
I mean, without Gavin, I feel like everyone has a position, right?
Oh, yeah. He's essential. That's why I wanted, first of all, he's one of my best friends in the world. But second of all, he's a psycho when it comes to working. Like, I lived with him. This guy would play Greg Plitt fucking on loop and like make his eggs all fucking motivated. Like, he's just a psycho, and he like enjoys work. And like, who the fuck enjoys work? Not me. I enjoy chilling, but he like actually likes it. He gets off by like going in and working hard and doing that. So
I mean, but you guys, you competed.
Yeah.
Gavin, did you win the Jay Cutler Classic or?
No, I got 4th. That was my first show.
Well, I
a couple years later.
Yeah. I was in charge of the judges then.
Winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have.
No, it was 4th out of I won my class. Yeah.
Okay.
4th overall.
And you were living in Vegas at the time, or?
Yeah. Lived here, then I moved to Cali for almost 5 years. And then when COVID came up, everything shut down. And I knew I kind of always wanted to come back here. I had the idea before I left to do like a small, like hybrid, more like a personal training gym.
He'd been wanting it for a while.
So like I had this blueprint, and then when we sat down, I came back from, from in 2020, he already had like, I was like, oh yeah, like what about opening something? He's like, no, I have something. And then told me about the lights and not too much of the business model, but the lights, the murals, and
I know about that. What did you think about this, Kris? Are you also like,
well, when I mean, Kris,
it's so different, right?
I definitely was like, oh, this is going to work. Yeah.
Thanks, dude. So when you heard I was involved, it was
no, you had all the ideas. You're very enthusiastic.
It's just a different concept. And, with Kris being, obviously you're, Pacific West, right? That's your background here.
Yeah, the law.
Super successful. These guys come to you with this idea. Hey, we want to open a gym. You're right now training under Ryan.
Yeah.
You obviously have a fitness interest, right?
Yeah.
And business savvy, is that did you see this as, okay, I want to do this for them, or did you see it as, hey, I want to have so many businesses, have different locations, or?
Well, I mean, it was I've known Diaz for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's when he was talking about when it started, we were at it was during COVID time.
Mazda. We were training at Mazda Prime.
No, it was actually when we couldn't train.
Oh yeah, he built a gym in his house.
I started buying shit online. I was like, look, I need to buy stuff. I got to work out, and we started. I was like, look, I already got a bunch of shit. I was like, let's just keep this going. I'll just start buying more stuff. Let's find a place where we can do this. And this is, that we got this amazing warehouse that we got a good deal.
He made a gym in his house. It was so dope. Because everything was shut down, so we bought a whole rack of those dumbbells over there from 1 to 150 or 120,
something like that.
And then he had all these lights. So the first original Fit Club was actually at his house. We had crazy neon lights and shit. Those view lights where it kind of sets the vibe. So all of us would go there after when he was done with working. We had 8 of us working out in his house. It was sick.
Yeah. So that was kind of the beginning start. And then he's like, I was like, well, all right, we got to make money. Let's make this happen. He's passionate about it. I know his drive is crazy with it, and he has a vision. He's always had these ideas of I see this and I want this. I want these lights. I want to do this way. But Diaz obviously he's all over the place with everything. So I'm like, all right, let's just focus on what exactly you want, and I'll make this shit happen. And that's kind of the direction
I know, but talk about the biggest challenges from the startup, because obviously you launched kind of pandemic, right? Yeah. I mean, it's questionable. Our gym's supposed to be open. You have a legal background, so I mean,
we were kind of YOLO with it. We really didn't give a shit because I mean, honestly, we all thought it was really stupid that the gyms were even closed. Let's close down the gyms. I remember I was telling people to go outside and get vitamin D, and then I'd have some bartender chick be like, "You're gonna get people killed. You tell them to go outside." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, bartender. You're so astute when it comes to everything medical." But so I mean, we were kind of really rebelling against it. I remember there's one time where a guy came in with a camera, and me and Gavin chased him out. We just we don't want to set the precedent. If you come here, you're gonna have to deal with these 2 meatheads.
That true, or?
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, he came in. He just gave me this vibe didn't look like he really worked out or was excited for me to give him a tour.
He was
asking a lot of questions. He was taking pictures, and it was during that time, and I'm just like, all right. And then he went out to his car, and I just saw him, and he's writing something down, and then he came back in, and that's when we're like,
He goes, "Yo, Diaz, this guy's got a camera. This guy's got a camera right now." And I was like, "Oh, this guy has a camera with his."
He had the camera down by his side, and so I walk in, I see him, and I'm like, "Oh, did you want to take pictures, videos? It's more welcome."
Yeah.
No, I'm okay. And he kept it down by his side, and so I just got this feeling, and then he went to his car, and I was like, "Okay," kind of walked him out, and never came back.
So you chased him out.
We chased him out. We don't sit in front of it. Don't mess around here. We're not the ones. But yeah.
Well, he seems like the authority. I mean, anytime you walk through the door, Gavin's there. So when you guys sit down and you put this business plan together for people out there that want to start gyms, does everyone have a role on what they do? So did you say you're dedicated to this, Gavin's dedicated to something, and obviously Kris seems to be you come to Kris for the answers when things go sideways.
For sure. So, like, I would say, like, Kris essentially works as, like, both of our bosses, kind of, even though it's like we're all owners. Kris kind of oversees everything. I would say he's CEO. And then Gavin kind of runs everything here. We vote on everything. But yeah, definitely everyone has their position. I feel like it just worked out perfectly. We happen to be friends, but like, I'm so unorganized and shit. Like, I could never do this. Like, I would be losing money all the time, but Gavin's like a psycho about it. He's got his little planner and everything. You know, I'm constantly doing waters and shit around, and Gavin's like losing his mind.
I know. I walk in and you're like, "Hey, take whatever you want," you know. And I don't know if it's just because I'm Jay Cutler, but
yeah,
like I'm very respectful where I just won't go in the fridge. And I know there's been some issues of people walking behind and just grabbing drinks.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've been here. Yeah, and Gavin's like, "No,
You could just ask, and we'll get you taken care of."
Yeah.
But you know, one person walks behind it. All of a sudden, people who are just drop-ins.
Yeah,
like behind, like looking at the meals. I'm like, I had to put a little chain there and bring the little chain
like it stopped anyone. Yeah, Gavin's a disciplinarian. I don't like doing that stuff.
If Diaz was in control, everything would be free.
Everything would be free.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit. I don't want to get too deep, but was there a budget set? Like say we want to spend X. Everyone has a mind to build a gym. Okay, so you sign a lease for this warehouse.
Yeah.
Build out. Like, okay, we're buying equipment. You buy a ton of Life Fitness hammer.
Yep.
Like, who chose the equipment? Because, I mean, I think Fit Club has probably the best equipment range in Las Vegas, meaning a variety of equipment, which I know wasn't the first start point.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We just wanted to do something like kind of like nice. So we just did hammer strength. I feel like, I mean, at LVAC, all the machines I liked were usually hammer. I thought like hammer had a pretty, like, even their plate load, I feel like they're like kind of the standard as far as like plate loaded stuff. So yeah, we got all hammer strength. The budget for that one, what would you say, Kris? Like what, 250 or something? Like you know more around,
but it wasn't. We didn't really have a set number. And in my, it was more like
Gavin's laughing though. I want to know why Gavin's laughing.
I got this shit, and
I think it went over budget, didn't it?
Yeah, I just
yeah.
I don't really chime in too much with the equipment. I definitely allow Diaz to pick the pieces out. He's done an amazing job. That's why when people come in, they'll look at pieces and be like, "No, I haven't seen this, in years." The only gym was back in my hometown.
Yeah,
but they love it, and they tell people, and people will come just for the equipment that we have.
Yeah, and shout out to Andy real quick.
And Andy as well.
Andy literally was the one who was like, "Hey, let's do it old."
When it comes to budget, I just laugh because Diaz always wants to give more and get more, but we had the budget, and just get 5 minutes.
I know, but who decides the budget is what I'm asking, because I'm going to ask Kris, because you go to Kris and say, "Hey, we need this, we need that."
Pretty much.
Because you have some crazy piece, and you have that old school Nautilus that I don't know where that came from. I heard it was like someone's house or something like that. I mean, talk a little bit about some unique pieces.
So we got that from our man, Steve.
Okay.
Who's the best, by the way. If anybody gym owners out there, Steve is the absolute best. Our experience with him is incredible. Yeah. Yes. We got a bunch of stuff from him for the third location, but yeah, that chain, I feel like that's the Grail pullover piece.
Well, it's Orion Yates.
But like some people like don't like it. Like, some girls are like, "Oh, I don't like, it's not cute." Like the chain, they don't really know.
Yeah.
So like the bodybuilders appreciate that more. A lot of people think it's just, we just got an old hunk of shit like in there. Like, "Oh, we got this." But yeah, we got that from Steve. But Andy kind of pitched it, was like, "Yeah, dude, I think these old pieces," because I love the people. Like, we talk about LVAC. Like LVAC has some dope equipment.
Well, it's a large footprint.
Yeah, but they whoever chose their stuff did a really good job, and it was cool because they have some new stuff, but they have a lot of the OG stuff. And Andy and me, we love the OG stuff. Everyone who works out a lot, I feel like you like the flex stuff and all that. OG
It's hard to find though.
Yeah, it's hard to find. So we got Steve on that bad boy, but that was really Andy was the one pushing us to kind of get the old school pieces and stuff like that for sure.
So was a vision I want to open multiple locations, or was it just this actual club itself?
What
it started with one first. Obviously, we're like, all right, let's just see. Yeah, well, so we started here. The original, all right, we had no plans to like, all right, we're gonna do 3 locations, we're gonna do 4 locations, whatever. It's just let's see how this goes. Let's just open it, see what happens. Let's start to see if we can make some money, and then moved on to the second one, and it worked out. So and it's worked.
That just space popped up because you have North Vegas now near me. We call it In-N-Out Burger location because we go to In-N-Out next door.
This place we're in now was a hunk of shit. It was like a fencing place. It was like a fencing place.
Which place?
Yeah, this was the fencing place.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The Northwest was the, so it was a whole fencing place. It was rough to from the start. But what we wanted to do with the lights and stuff, just make it like a nightclub, almost like an homage to Vegas. And like the bathrooms kind of look like strip club bathrooms. And that was the kind of thing I wanted to bring, like the Vegas vibe to like fitness. You know what I mean? That's why we did the lights. Because when I first did the lights, people were like, that's kind of weird. And now I feel like everyone's doing like the neons and whatnot.
It's kind of a common thing, right?
Yeah.
But management side, talk a little bit about that, because now you're popping locations. We'll talk about number 3 location. But so you're bouncing back and forth between one location to second. Okay, which is kind of, I mean, with traffic, it can be a ways. How hard is it to manage now 2 locations, staffing, putting equipment? I feel like this OG location takes all the great equipment. Andy, would you agree they take all the great equipment here? But I hear the 3rd location is going to be, that's Kris's baby from what you guys are saying.
Oh, so. You talk about a budget. That one's where Kris was like, YOLO. So that'll be fine.
Well, for now, anyway.
Yeah, well, the first time.
Talk a little bit about management, how hard it is.
Well, the first one, you know, you end up finding, I went through all this, you know, the ups and downs and the unknowns. Once we got this one stable, you know, thriving, when we jumped into the second one, it was around 2022. We just redid the back room, added more pieces, and then we started January 2023. And fortunately, because, yeah, we've had a lot of people come and go on staff, just, you know, the generation.
Mm-hmm.
And, but Ryan actually found, you know, the manager, the GM up there, Anton.
Yeah, he's great.
Anton's amazing.
I had no idea who he was. So, of course, I'm overthinking and thinking all the issues that we had here that I had to, like, you know, smooth over and prevent. And I just expected that to be at the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was overthinking. And that one, you know, we already had the blueprint set. So to go into that one, we took over an older gym, and it was
such a shithole.
Yeah.
They didn't have soap even in it.
Yeah, like members were bringing, some were paying, some weren't. It was just doors open. That's why they couldn't, you know.
I know, but how did you walk into that? Like, how did it come about?
Ryan found that.
Okay.
Ryan.
We wanted to do another location, yeah, and I thought that was like close to the freeway. It was, you know, we really wanted some spot in Summerlin, but that one kind of popped up like in between both.
Yeah, and the distance from this to that, you know, from the OG location,
it was enough.
We're 8 to 10 minutes from the Strip, so our demographic is totally different than Summerlin, which is about 7 miles northwest.
And it's by Cutler's house.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely thought.
And it's by your house. Don't lie.
Yeah, it's
don't lie. He's too far for Kris.
We didn't lose any of the members that came here. We actually walked into a gym with a lot of trainers that stayed, and we just upgraded it, which helped out their business, which helped out our business. And then people in that area who truly appreciate equipment, working out, fitness, competing, that's their new home. You know, the EOS is just, we're getting too crowded. Other small gyms around that area just lack the equipment and the energy. So that one, plus Anton managing it, who's got a totally different personality than me, he made it easy for me where I don't have to be there back and forth. After the first 4 months, I was going up there 3-4 times a week. Now I can go up there once a week, just make sure all inventory is in check. We talk every day, multiple times.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, that was one of the best things that could have happened.
And how many hours is, for people out there that are thinking about doing a gym business, it's a lot of hours to manage a gym, isn't it? How many hours do you think, Gavin, honestly, you work? I'm not joking, sitting at this being here.
So, yeah, I take off Sunday. I get here at 6:30. I used to get here earlier, but things are smoother. But yeah, 6:30 till 6:37 every day. But that's because I have help now. Before it was
7 days
open hours, which were
90-hour weeks. Yeah,
our open hours, which are 8 to 8 Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Diaz was telling people when we first opened, we're open 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I'd be here, cleaning, putting stuff together like that. We're closed, but go ahead, get your lift in. And of course, they knew Diaz, so they had a membership somehow.
But talk about access. So you're having access that people can come.
Yeah, so our operational hours are 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday, Sundays at both locations. when you're a member, we just do a one-time $5 charge for a digital key.
Okay.
Then you have access 24/7.
That's changed the game, I feel, a little bit. I mean, don't you feel in Vegas you have to have full access?
Oh, you have to do that. Yeah, that's also I do that because you have to be 24/7 for sure. And remember, you talked about it in the Bigger by the Day. You're like, you can eat sushi to 3 a.m. around here.
Bro, I mean, that's why we live in Vegas.
Real quick, I remember me and Gavin on the couch in our high-rise. Remember this? Watching Jay's video, the Bigger by the Day. Like, literally.
What was it? Living Large Trainer.
And we were literally watching it together. And now we're like here on your pie. It's just crazy. I was just thinking about that because it was, it's wild, man. It's wild. It's come a long way.
Yeah, even me living in Cali, training at Gold's, and just to see how many people
bodybuilding,
in the past 7 years that all have moved out here. It's like full circle. You know, I left, I came back, and now this is like the new hub.
But do you love it? Do you love the daily grind of it and the challenge?
Yeah. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have the energy. And
what's the ideal footprint of your locations? Now, square footage. It seems to float around
8 to 12,000.
You feel that's the new concept than the big box gyms that we used to see back in the day, Gold's Gym, all that. Like, was that a thought process of what you guys were trying to achieve when you launched a gym, like for lease options and everything else? Okay, we're breaking this thing. It's okay.
Pacific West Injury Law. Injured? Call 602-HURT. Car accident? Call 602-HURT. Our firm is dedicated to you and your recovery.
All right, so talk about the footprint of Fit Club. So the new location you'll get into, but so this one's what, 7?
It was 7,500 square foot when we first started. It's 10,000 now.
Okay,
right? 10,000 because we added that back area, and then the other second location's 8,000 square feet. And I think part of it comes up with obviously budget. If you start going way bigger, 15, 20,000 square foot, and your rent's way higher, your margin, and you gotta get a shit ton more members in there to be able to make the money you make. So, but I that's like that sweet spot where it's big enough, but you're also.
What's the third one gonna be?
Third one's 8,000 square feet, so it's still not crazy huge or anything, but that one's a little. That's a good spot for it, and the windows or the way that location is set up is just gonna be. Next.
I think the big gyms, people get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Especially if they come in and there's 500 or 1,000 people in there and they get anxiety. And when they come to a gym that's this size, it's not as stressful to someone that's not a serious trainer.
I feel we're big enough that people who come, our average member comes at least, if they're training with a trainer, it's 3 times a week. If they're an open gym member, they're here 5 days a week. So it allows you to kind of build that community where you see the same person or the same trainer and then get to know them. Even if it's your, first time starting out working out, you might be working out next to Jay. They have no idea. They're just there because their trainer brought them here. And then we have so many people that come here.
Yeah, I feel like that's the negative is like when you're around so many fucking people, it just sucks. Like, I mean, even like LDAC is cool or Lifetime, but just being around that many people, I feel like and personally, I feel like it's cooler when it's more intimate, when it's just like, just like and with our small footprint, and I feel like what sets us over the top is we create like a family culture. Everyone's really tight here. So with the limited space of the more like limited people, like everyone is like really, really close. And I think at both Fit Clubs, we have like a really cool family atmosphere where I feel like you can't really get that at the other gyms. I've opened up Lifetime in Summerlin, and you just can't get that vibe with those big box gyms. At least it may be hard too.
So you feel like the camaraderie between people, like they encourage people, and I mean, you do have people that compete, people are lifestyle. I mean, you have a lot of trainers here. I mean, you don't have a real limitation on how many trainers you have. I mean, I'm sure it gets, it can be busy at certain times, but I feel like I come in here and it's never to the point where you can't work out necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, have you run into that situation where you feel like the membership's expanded that much that, you get an overflow of people at certain times?
I think there was points, right, Gavin? And we just upped the membership price. We made it more exclusive because at the beginning we had a lot of more people, but it was like we was kind of just everybody now.
I know, but how do you determine that price, guys? Like, how does it sit? And I mean, what for the services that you provide? Obviously, the hours, the accessibility, right? The trainers are available also if people want to come in and actually train. Like, you can usually give them a trainer or whatnot, right?
Yeah, and if you're training with a trainer, there's a major discount too.
Okay,
so the price difference is huge if you're training with a trainer.
Okay,
but the regular gym prices we've upped it at one time so far, and it was just over time, inflation, different things we had to do, and especially with the other location and third location coming, upgrades we've done in the gym. So I think that's where we get the price changes from.
And if you look around at some of the other gyms that are similar size that also popped up in the area, all their memberships are, coincidentally start off at $79.99, then they jumped up to $99. So they were 2 years behind us, but that was our business model. We had an industry discount from $99, which is our open gym. If you worked in the industry, which 80% of the people that come to our gym do, military, metro, they would all get that $79 deal. But if you train with a trainer, then you're paying a lot less. You're paying half the price, but you can still come in and work out on your own at both locations. So right now, our current prices are the $125 for open gym, $99 is our industry membership, and then $49.99 if you train with your trainer. And all the trainers are independent, so they make, you pay them. And all the trainers, they make what they want to make. They could have 10 clients, they could have 5 clients. That's up to them.
We wanted to make it an incentive for the trainers, because what I noticed even at place like, I feel like the trainers, if you have a good set of trainers, it can make your gym. I feel like a lot of gyms, they may be cool gyms, but their training staff is just kind of mid. And I feel like a strong group of trainers really puts your gym at the whole other level. And I really wanted to, because I was a trainer for a while, I wanted to make it easy on the trainers. Like, hey, like, you get a fat discount, like give them incentive to come, train with them. So taking care of the trainers, I feel like, is incredibly important.
I mean, you work them on social media, you give a lot of people shout outs, a lot of love on there. And I feel like when you mention that family thing, I see that through the social media. And who runs the media? I feel like you answer sometimes. I feel like
Gavin
you answer
mostly now. Yeah, Gavin mostly now. But I get on there every now and then. Sometimes if there's like someone not being reposted, because people get upset if you don't repost them. So sometimes Gavin.
I know how important is social media for you guys now, like working and creating that family type atmosphere. It's
huge. I feel like that's what got us to where we're at. I feel like is the strong presence on social media.
Okay, we'll put that in there too. The Instagrams and all that, right?
Yeah.
And so what do we have going on? It's Olympia weekend coming up. So talk a little bit about your invitation to people coming out for that Olympia weekend.
Yeah, so we're doing something similar to what we did 2 years ago.
Okay.
We're going to do the day pass. Is going to be the same as last time, $50 for a day pass. But we are doing a special if you pre-purchase the week pass. So it's going to be valid from the 7th until the 14th of October. You can purchase it online on our website. It's $175. You get access not only from 8 to 8, but you'd be able to come in all the way till midnight, Monday through Friday. On top of that, every time that you come in, you get a free water, a free pre-workout or post-workout.
Wow.
And then 15% off any merchandise, as well as at the end of the week on that Sunday, we're throwing a pool party. So over at Marquee on that 13th, we have cabana just for Fit Club, and then some other Fit Club members also got cabanas as well. So it's open to anybody who gets those passes. And one thing that we decided is we want to make sure that anybody who's coming here and competing in the Olympia, don't worry about, we don't want you to stress out about where to find a gym. If you want 24-hour access or if you want to come here, we got you. So for any competitors in the Olympia, zero charge at this location or the Summerlin location.
And the distance is very close. So we want to say that.
I say 8 to 12 minutes from the Strip.
Yeah.
We're right behind the Raiders Stadium, 4 blocks.
I feel it's a complete ideal location for that. So it's easy for people to just roll over here. It's probably one of the closest gyms for everyone to.
I could walk to Mandalay Bay or Raiders Stadium, yeah, for sure.
Well, I think, how else would you get there?
Good one.
What are you saying?
But
We're also, yeah. We're going to do a GoFundMe.
I was going to ask
GoFundMe. Okay.
we could talk about it.
Yeah.
The Carb Cutie.
Okay, so everyone's welcome to come. So you said, are you comping the pros?
Yeah, we're going to comp every pro that is competing in the Olympia. Now, if you're a pro that has competed, we're going to give you a discount as well. We have a special, but you'll have to come here and check us out.
Okay. That's great because for me, managing people when you travel around the world and you go to a city that you don't live in, it's not always easy finding a gym, and it's not always easy finding a gym where you have a nice posing room, where if you come later at night, you have privacy, and some of these people don't. Yeah. They don't get that. And some of the people coming here, they're really on a limited budget. Like, it's not cheap competing in these shows. Sometimes they're out $5,000 just to come do the show, just for travel and hotel and this and that. And that extra little bit can make the difference for a lot of athletes. So it's...
And you guys have meal prep here. You have all the supplements. You have clothing. You have a full store pretty much, so they can kind of grab and go stuff as they come in too.
Yeah, we're sitting in our lounge. We got the microwave, utensils, a fridge if you want to store your meals that you bring, showers, complimentary towels, hairspray, deodorant, mouthwash, all that.
Cold plunge.
You got cold plunge.
Eddie's favorite.
Sauna, red light therapy.
In a posing room.
A
good posing room.
The best.
Yeah. Who created that?
Gavin.
Okay.
Gavin and Ben put that bad boy together, right?
Yeah, we did that back room. We like it.
But you're dedicating, you're dedicating a lot of space to our former, I see all the murals on here. Lee Priest was added to that.
So
he's got a tattoo that says Fit Club. Big shout out to Lee Priest.
I want to miss it. This
is
wild.
He's a huge fan of Fit Club.
I love Lee Priest.
He says I'm not dedicated because I don't have a tattoo.
I know. It's okay, Jay.
Yet.
Yeah, you should have a tattoo. Why don't you just get a Fit Club?
I'll just get one of those, Maybe we'll do that. We'll set up a tattoo thing for Olympia weekend,
Yeah.
Why do they call you Carb Cutie? Tell me why.
Well, I think I'd call myself that.
Okay.
Call me that. I just really like carbs a lot. I like carbs. I like...
I know, but you're in amazing shape. I mean...
I try to stay pretty jacked year-round. Yeah. I mean, it can't be like a gym owner and look like shit. I'm sorry. I just don't respect. If you own a gym and you look like dog shit, I don't know. You need to do something about that. Even if you're a trainer and you look like shit, you probably should do something about that. No offense. Yeah.
I feel like you're a good advertisement for your business. Is that how Kris, you guys have been friends, but how did you convince one of your good friends to let you train them?
Yeah. Obviously he's in good shape. That's one of the things you're looking for when you look for a trainer. They know what they're doing and they can take care of themselves. So
yeah,
I've been doing it for a while now.
I think in a good trainer, you give a shit. Like with my clients personally, and Andy, I see it too. Who's shout out to Andy, the best trainer in town. Period. End of story. Next, Ani Rambod, Samuel, 10 toes. If anybody wants to say something
over here sitting,
if anybody wants to say they're a better trainer in Las Vegas, I doubt it, dude. Andy is the GOAT. That's why we got him at Fit Club. I'm really excited about it. Sorry, I had to say that.
Yeah, Andy was on the podcast 3 days.
I know. I was awesome. I listened to it. I was hyped, man. I got mentioned in it. I felt pretty pumped about it.
I mentioned you, or
yeah, you said you called him the next Hani Rambod, and
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, where do these rants come from, and how come we don't have more of them?
Well, usually, if I'm being completely honest with you, Matt, the big rants come from a night of partying and debauchery. And a revelry. So I haven't been doing that as much. I've been a good boy, trying to stay jacked and cute is priority number one. But yeah, I just sometimes I get really hyped up and I just want to. I'm kind of getting fired up right now, just thinking about it. Honestly, I'm having to control myself with it.
I'm very. They kind of motivated me a little bit, because you just said, wake up, pussies.
Yeah,
and and get your,
Yeah, I said there's a lot more now because you mentioned it.
Yeah,
tell us what's up. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people need to have that honest conversation with themselves. I mean, I even say on my Instagram, I'm a pussy sometimes, but you just got to get up and do it. Everyone's got an excuse. They don't have enough time. It's like, just get your ass in the gym.
I just want to know, every time I ask Gavin where you are, he laughs. Gavin, why do you laugh every time I ask where Diaz is?
I mean, truly, I have him on location. So if I could find a location.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just funny because you always come in, you're like, where's Diaz? And the last story I watched was him midday doing his grounded walk with his dog. Where's your maybe taking a nap?
I do like my naps. I wake up at 4 a.m.
We're just talking about a podcast that we should all listen to, and
they give me so much shit. I'm like they both bust my balls constantly, which is fine. I get it because I'm all over the place and they're like real structured. But yeah, that's how
when they put you behind the desk to do a shift.
Yeah.
They're very nervous.
Yes. Sunday. That's why I like Sundays at Northwest. It's chill. But here's the thing. I'm out there talking to people. Here's the thing, I'm adding value my own way. I'm pumping people up. I'm talking to the members. I think I do stuff that you can't really teach. You know what I mean? Like I may screw up here and there and just forget to ring something up. Not a big deal, right? But no. I like doing the Sundays at Northwest. So if anybody catch me at Sunday at Northwest all the time, I like those.
I come in on Sundays.
Yeah, I know. I see you there. But yeah, I've been doing it for so long. I did it at Lifetime. I worked at 24 Hour Fitness. I worked at front desk. I worked at Lifetime.
So to run a business, I feel like you have to have a lot of different hats or positions. I mean, you hear about the success of people. They worked from the lower levels to the higher levels, right? So, like, do you feel like that's something that you want to learn, like every process there is?
Oh, yeah. I've learned just being in business with these two guys. Like, Gavin's psycho about, like, finances and numbers and stuff like that. And I've tried to learn as much as I can. That's why it's good to have him. And then business savvy stuff with Kris. Like, it just learning by, like, doing it. Because I feel like a lot of people talk about, like, their business owners and shit. They're like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. It's like, what's your business? You know what I mean? But you have to, we kind of learn by, like, trial by fire.
But you have a lot of obstacles, obviously. I mean, everything's a learning curve. Build-outs, buying equipment. Oh, yeah. What do you feel has been the biggest obstacle for success? And I can ask any one of you. You can, like, even this could go for your business now. I mean, you just moved into a massive new building with Pacific West, right?
Yeah, and I think it, like, circles back to what Diaz is saying. Like, when we first opened the gym, we're not like we didn't really know what we were doing.
There's no blueprint. Right?
Yeah, everybody, they think like, oh well, I gotta figure out all these things before I open up something. We just did it. We just went for it, and that the obstacles are just that happen as we would learn more. We're like, oh shit, we shouldn't do this that way. We shouldn't do this way.
I feel like you guys give support to there's been a ton of new gyms that open in Vegas, but one thing I can say about Fit Club is you guys have given support to every new facility that's open. You feel the heat from competition, or are you just confident with your business model and what you provide?
We know
that. Be careful here. I don't want to hit.
I mean, Gavin, because you're showing up to all the grand openings, and I mean, you've supported a long way. Everyone that comes, I travel all over the world, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Gavin." I mean, they know him, right?
Yeah.
So he's an inviting personality to come here, but. Like, do you feel the competition? Because there's a lot of locations opening in Vegas.
Yeah, we did. We used to stress that stuff. Here's what I think we add, and a lot of places don't. I feel like we're setting the trends and they're copying them. I feel like we're ahead on a lot of stuff. And as long as we have, like, we got good people, like I mentioned him a lot, but like someone like Andy, like I feel super confident having one of the best trainers in town. And like the people around me, like I don't think that like we're the shit. Like we crush it because we have because us three are the best. Like no, the people around us are like we have amazing people. We got Andy's, we got Kevin Bodo who trains Dana White. We just have studs around us that help us because we're not the gym. It's the members and the other people that really make us that next level. Elevation came in town. We were stressed about them a little bit. Not as worried anymore. I think they changed their name. Then you got good places like, Torture, which has amazing equipment, right? How do you compete with that? So, and Dragon's Lair and all that stuff. So we think about them, but I feel like if we're doing what we're doing right, we shouldn't have to worry. That may the best man win, especially in Vegas.
I mean, there's a lot of people that want to join the fitness lifestyle. So I feel like you have a great combination of competitors, like I said, lifestyle people, and people come in here with weight challenges. I mean, you see all walks of life, right? I mean, who walks through the door, Gavin, on a daily basis here? I mean, you have a lot of drop-ins, too. Yeah. And how do they hear about you guys is the question.
Well, you, Jay, you're a big reason.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of people that come here, right?
Yeah, I would say Caleb Plant, a lot of the, for the drop-ins, it's people like you, like Jesse James.
Jason Derulo, Alex Rodriguez. That's some big names.
Yeah, we've had big names.
Yeah.
But big influencers who just come here because they want to film. They know we're open for that. And then, I'll always ask people, where are you from? How'd you hear about us? And it's usually from, that list of people. And then once they see the equipment that we have, then it's just like, oh, okay, this is not just a gym to film at. They'll be walking through and see, if this was a month ago, you'd see, Caleb Plant was getting ready with Coach Tony. We got Mario Barrios, Ryan Mendoza, like all these world champ boxers inside of a gym that some people look at us as, oh, is that just for bodybuilders and people who are really in shape? Then when you walk through the door, you'll see a lot of the people that we post, it's because we're reposting their pics. But we do have all the trainers like Orlando who have amazing transformations, but they just don't want to, they don't want to take pics. But we got the InBody here, and they can see on the scale. They see how much weight they're losing. And that's why, our client retention with most of our trainers it's really high.
They've been here for a long time. They seem like familiar faces.
And if they leave, they usually come back.
And and that, talking about the competition, there's a gym for everyone. There might be, we have members in Green Valley that can't wait for Henderson to open up because it's so much closer, but they're still coming to this one. They've never canceled. They might have a gym membership over there in their area, but it might be a location, but they can't just go to that gym because we have something special here. We have the community. We have, like we say, it's a vibe. We have a vibe here that other gyms, they just can't match.
I feel in Vegas, a lot of people have multiple gym memberships. Don't you feel like that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, right? You train at a lot of different gyms.
Yeah. No, a lot of people, they go to different gyms for different reasons. And I think a lot of the people that I know come here because as soon as you walk through the front door, they're greeted. No matter how bad your day is, the person at the front door puts a smile on your face. So when you come in here, you can get rid of all the stress and all the nonsense that you have in your life. Not every gym's like that. We've all walked into a gym and you walk through the front door and you're like, damn, you hate your job. Or they'll just look at you and put their head down, to where here you can change someone's day by just walking through here. And I hear that a lot from the different people that I've sent here. And I want to thank all three of you for
always accommodating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever sent anyone here, they've always contacted me afterwards. Man, they were so nice to me. We've had, one of the girls I managed brought one of the most famous singers in the world here. And she came 3 days in a row. And at the end, she was like, thank you so much, because nobody bothered her, and she's a top 2 pop stars on earth.
Yeah.
And nobody bothered her. And she trained for 3 days. And you can't get that at a lot of other gyms. So you guys have always went out of your way to make sure that the people that I've sent, or Jay or anyone else, that they feel home and they feel welcomed here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate you guys sending them too.
Yeah, we always know if we send people over here, they're always going to be taken care of. Anytime I've hit you up about it, even, stocking equipment for my house. I mean, Steven, obviously, and, you sent me the guy to put it together. I'd be Rusty. Yeah, Rusty, yeah.
I put mine together.
Yeah, he just put a step mill together, and I said, ha, good luck, because Gavin sent over a guy, and he said, it's going to take me 20 minutes. It took him 2 hours.
It took 2 hours.
Yeah.
If I did it again, if I had to do it again, it would take me 30 minutes. Now I know. But you know how it is.
Oh, I know.
Trying to follow the instructions and use this bolt, use this.
Yeah, I think treating people good and just being nice, I think it goes a long way. And I feel like the typical stereotype of a lot of bodybuilders is kind of douchey, meathead, thinking you're better than everybody. And I want to break that mold so bad, because they're not all like that. And I think anybody who's rude, it stems off insecurity. Jay, you're the nicest to everybody. Like, people feel like they're like your friend. And I've never seen anybody, and I'm not just saying this, who, and Dana White's like this too, but who goes out of their way to be nice and kind to everybody. And that's why people love you.
Yeah.
And because you're so good to everybody back, because I feel like how much it means to them. And that's really cool. So I've taken a lot of what you do. I admire that a lot.
Well, listen, man, you guys have given us huge support. This is, like I said, we would love to be able to, bring people in and shoot these podcasts, because obviously you guys are a big supporter between Pacific West and Fit Club. And, you guys are so inviting all the time to everyone. Anything else you guys want to add in there? I mean, anyone you want to shout out or anything? Just that we kind of got it. Give him the mic.
I do have one more thing for the Olympia. We did a shirt for you. It was a limited edition, limited drop. So I'm not sure if you saw the back of it, but this will be dropping I've been wearing it the whole podcast.
All right, so make sure we get him on camera here. Can you see this?
No, you're gonna have to
Just bend down a little bit. And turn the other way.
There you go, right there. There we go.
All right, so Gavin created this shirt, okay, for a limited edition. I don't want. How many pieces do we have?
So we did roughly 100.
Okay.
Yeah. I got some extra for some people here, but
so how many am I going to have to sign Olympia weekend? That's the question.
Whoever meets you here when they're wearing it, which
when is it going to be available?
So it'll be available online after this podcast.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have them here. I'll put them out on the 7th. So
all that week.
Anything that does not sell out online.
Okay.
So if you purchase it online, come here to pick it up.
All right. So
I can ship it.
So the online pass will be available immediately as we launch the podcast. You said it's $175. They can get the whole shebang, drink everything when they come in, right? And then obviously there'll be walk-ups available and
Olympia competitors train free.
Olympia competitors will train for free. If you're an IFBB pro, you do get a special discount.
You'll get a discount as well.
Okay. And we want to thank you guys, man. Anything you want to add or?
Yeah, I just want to say something real quick. Okay. Jay, you're the man. I hate to just be on your nuts too hard this entire podcast, but a lot of you, my passion for bodybuilding was around you. Like I used to watch your whole come up, and I remember Vegas in particular. Like everybody who did bodybuilding was like, Jay's the man. It's like people who don't know. I know you're big all over the place, but people don't realize like how much Vegas loves Jay Cutler, and that's why every place that we do in Vegas will always have a Cutler mural. Just I feel like out of respect and just I appreciate you for letting us use your photo and all that stuff. Yeah. But I just appreciate you, Jay, and you're the man. That's all I want to say.
I'm just curious to know what the third location mural is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be well, of course it's going to be a Jay one.
I mean, this one's pretty sick. I mean, I was 25 years old on this.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You know which one they need to do? The Photoshop fat one.
No.
yeah, the photo's not either the bulking one.
My kids love that bulking picture.
Yeah, the one we're going to do next is no one's ever done a mural.
Okay.
So it'll be pretty cool.
I want to second that what Diaz is saying. We're super grateful. Everything you've done for the gym over the years has been fucking amazing. It's so super.
Well, listen, man, I love, I'm training mostly north now because very close, like you said, it's right next to my house, but I do come here. We shoot a lot of content here. Gavin, thank you so much for always supporting what I do because anytime I need something, you're always available. And,
yeah,
you don't sleep, I don't think. So
sleep is for the weak.
Yeah. But, guys, make sure you come in and you see Gavin. He will probably be here through Olympia week. Anything you guys need, just ask him. And what do you want to add to it? Anything else?
We carry all your products here.
Yeah.
They're 15% off all the time year-round.
Okay.
Just in case members don't know. And, if you guys want to come to one of the best gyms in Vegas.
No, it is the best gym in Vegas.
Located 4525 West Hacienda.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys, and I'm sure we'll do it again. So
appreciate you, Jay.
Okay, thank you.